everyone, welcome back. Today I have a review for you guys, and that review is on A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the sequel to ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I loved A Court of Thorns and Roses. I really did. Last year, it was one of my favorite books of that year, but it wasn't as good as this one. A Court of Mist and Fury was so perfect and so good that I can't get enough of this book. First, before we get into the review, let me just say, before, I start talking about this book, I am going to spoil so much. This is going to be a very, very spoilery review. I don't know when it's going to come out. It's just, I'm going to think something and be like, oh yeah, there's that, and then, it'll be a spoiler. So, yeah, I'm going to spoil ACOTAR as well as A Court of Mist and Fury. So if you haven't read the book and you don't want to hear any spoilers, just stop watching the video, because there's nothing I can do. Just know that A Court of Mist and Fury was better than A Court of Thorns and Roses. And it was so good. Pick it up anyway. Just pick it up. If you haven't picked it up already, pick it up. Both of them. They're just so good. Sarah J. Maas is amazing. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to start spoiling the crap out of both A Court of Thorns and Roses as well as A Court of Mist and Fury. So again, if you haven't read the book, either of them, but most, important. Well, if you haven't read either of them, just stop watching the video right now. Just end the video. Okay. So, as you can see, I have a new copy of A Court of Mist and Fury. You probably can't tell, but there's a sticker on it. And I don't like stickers, but I'm going to take this off after I'm done with this video. So, I was in Target the other day, and I peruse the book section all the time. I just look to see what they have. I love going through there just to see, because sometimes you find really good deals. And I saw A Court of Mist and Fury, and I'm like, okay, A Court of Mist and Fury. But then I saw the sticker, and I'm like, wait a minute. This sticker means there's something extra in this book. And I'm like, what is it? So I looked, and it's a short story of Cassian and Nesta. And I haven't read it yet. I'm kind of waiting. I'm trying to savor it. I'm reading all my other books so far, but I will get to it soon. I just didn't want to, just dive into it right away. I wanted to just wait, take my time with it. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Cassie and Nesta are gonna be a fantastic couple. You don't really see much of them in here. Nesta is Feyre's sister, and Cassian is one of Rhysand's inner court. So, okay, I'm done sort of spoiling that part. Now let's get into this book. So, A Court of Mist and Fury starts off 3 months after A Court of Thorns and Roses, after the end of it. A Court of Thorns and Roses, the ending was brutal. Feyre faced off against Amarantha, and Feyre she won, but not without a cost. She ended up dying and being reborn as a fae, as an immortal, as a fairy. So in the beginning of this book, you realize she's going through night terrors, and she's making herself sick. She's going through PTSD after what happened in A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I felt as if Sarah J. Maas didn't, if she would try and sweep it under the rug, after what happened at the end, if everything would just go back to normal, I feel like I wouldn't have loved this book as much as I did. But I'm glad that she didn't. I'm glad she made it into this important issue, because it really is. So Feyre's going through all of this, and Tamlin is ignoring it. He's avoiding it. And you don't know if he knows exactly what's happening, because when she's in the bathroom sick after a night terror, he's sleeping. And I feel as if Feyre is making these excuses for him, like she's saying, oh, well, he's sleeping, he doesn't really know what's going on. And if he did, you know, he's going through his own thing, because he was also subject to Amarantha, to her wrath. So, you know, he's also probably going through some sort of PTSD. And it's like, I'm upset by that. It's like, Feyre shouldn't be making these excuses for Tamlin. If Tamlin should be, you know, if he doesn't know what's going on, he should really realize what's going on. But if he does know, I'm going to be so upset. You never find out if he truly knows. But if he did know what's happening to her, if he does know what's happening to her, I'm going to hate Tamlin more than I already do. But you know, she's going through so much. She stopped painting. She feels like she's in a prison. She feels like she can't breathe. She's suffocating. And she tells Tamlin, like, I need to get out. I need fresh air. I need to go and, you know, help you when you're in the village or whatever. I need to get out of this castle. And he just doesn't care. He's like, no, you have to stay. He always makes up an excuse to not have her go out. And, oh my God, does he annoy me. And it was, the last time she asked him, she begged him for him to take her away, for him to take her out, you know, she just needs some fresh air. And he said no. And then he did this, you know, he made this barrier that so she couldn't get out. You know, he made this force field around the castle where she couldn't get out whatsoever. And so that was the last straw. She just couldn't stand that anymore, and she was done. Now, Rhysand, what's it called? In the end, or towards the end of A Court of Thorns and Roses, you meet Rhysand in the first book, and towards the end, him and Feyre make this bargain where he will help her, and when they're done, if they win, you know, if they survive Amarantha, she will spend 1 week out of every month in the Night Court with him. So it took 3 months for him to come and get her, but, you know, he still did. And that was the only time she ever felt like she wasn't a prisoner. It was the only time she ever felt that she could, you know, she was semi-free. She, you know, she was fine in the Night Court, even though Tamlin and all the Spring Court was telling her how bad he was and everything. Well, I love Rhysand. I didn't like him in the first book, but that's because you didn't see the true Rhysand in the first book. Rhys wears this, like, mask whenever he meets someone. You don't know the true him until you become part of his inner circle, and then, you know, he's this amazing guy, and you fall head over heels for him, which I did, and I'm hitting myself in the head with this book. I love Rhysand. I love him so much. And I seriously thought that Feyre and Tamlin would be perfect for each other. They would end up being together through the whole thing, and I was Team Tamlin in ACOTAR. I truly was. But once I got to this book, I hated Tamlin. I really did. I just felt, you know, I don't know if he's just truly oblivious or just so freaking stupid, but I hate him. I literally hate him. And, like, literally, he did a true 180. And I don't know if he's going through PTSD or if he's going through his own thing. But that doesn't give him the excuse to just ignore her, you know, ignore her concerns or ignore what she's going through. It gives him no right. And I don't care if he tries to help, just a little, you know. He's trying to get her to paint again, and she just can't do it. She doesn't see colors anymore. She sees dark, like gray and black. That's really all she sees when she looks at the world because of what happened. And he just doesn't get it, and it really annoys me. So yeah, I just went on a tangent right there. So yeah, I'm Team Rhysand now. I'm totally Team Rhysand. And I love the Rhys that you meet in Akermoth. I don't know if that'll ever go as well as ACOTAR did, but I love Rhys. so much. And I love his inner circle. Moore, Cassian, Azriel, Amryn. I love all of them. And oh my god. This book was just so beautiful and it was so good. And how Sarah handled Feyre, I thought was perfect. I thought Feyre was just a very realistic and believable character. More so than she was, I believe, in ACOTAR. And just everything that happened, there's so much to happen in this book. And I mean, it's a chunker, it really is, but it's so worth every page. And the ending, oh my god, I cried so hard. And then I was just like, the ending sort of made me really happy, but it hurt, but I was also happy after I found out some things. It's just so good. It's so good. Rhysand is perfect. I love him. Literally, I think he's my new book boyfriend. Like, there's nobody that can take his place right now. I love him so much. But yeah, you get to see the Night Court, and you get to see how beautiful it can really be. And then you find Feyre goes through learning all about her powers and everything, because now she's Fae. She was reborn as a Fae. So now she's, because it was all the High Lords, the 7 High Lords, that gave her life. They gave her a part of themselves. So she pretty much like has a power from all of them. Like Tamlin, I believe she has a shape-shifting ability from him. I think that was one of them. And Rhys, I think it was, oh, I can't remember what she got from Rhys. I can't remember. But I know she got, you know, she has a power. She's a part of every High Lord. And learning, you know, she goes through, learning all about her powers. It's a really good part, and I loved this whole book. I didn't hate anything in this, except for Tamlin. And, well, the Spring Court. I hate the Spring Court completely. There's just nobody, well, there's one person in the Spring Court that I would, if I could burn down the Spring Court, there would only be one person I would save. And it's Alice, which is, I think she was Feyre's maid. She's the only one I would save, because she's the only one who truly had Feyre's best interest at heart. I think Lucien never really did. Or if he did, he made excuses for not being able to help her. Like, oh, Tamlin's my High Lord, and I have to obey him. Well, it's like, you know, she's your friend. You should try and help her. And even though he sort of tried, he didn't try hard enough. And Ianthe, the High Priestess, that sort of becomes her friend in the beginning, oh no. I really hate her. I'd probably burn her at the stake. I'm just saying, I really hate her. But I love the Night Court. Well, a part of the Night Court. There's the part which, you know, is under the mountain, and it's really bad, and that's the part that everybody sees. Then there's another part of the Night Court where nobody really knows about. Nobody sees it. And it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. And yeah, so that's really all I can say about it without going too much into detail. I mean, I've already spoiled like most of it, but literally, this book is worth it. This book is so amazing. I gave A Court of Thorns and Roses 5 stars, and I literally loved it. I really did. But if I could give this 20 stars, I would. I'd give it as many stars as I could possibly could. It's just so good. Oh my god. And it's safe to say this book is literally going to be my favorite book of the year. It has to be. I don't think anything could trump it. And if something does, it'll just be amazing. But yeah. That's my review, guys. That's my thoughts on A Court of Mist and Fury. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's amazing. If you haven't picked it up yet, which literally everybody is, which is good, definitely do if you haven't. It's just so good. And I can't say that enough. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading!